All right. Okay, I think we're live. Hello, everybody. Bahzad here, back again with another weekly live stream. It's Saturday morning for me, Friday evening for many of you. Hope you're having a good week. I hope you're having a good end to your week, and thank you for joining me on another Naked Famous Denim day. So, let's let the room populate here for a second. I'm gonna go on Instagram right now, just to let everybody know in Instagram land that we are live here on YouTube, and then we'll start with all the questions and talk and chat and all the stuff that we love to do here on the live stream. So, hope everybody's having a good week. Mr. Overlord 14,000, hello from Normandy, France. Welcome to the live stream, my friend. Paul Thompson here from Las Vegas. Invest ENDC is in the house. Let me know where you guys are from. We'll give it a shout out to your hometown or your area code. Let me know your area code. You know what? I wish I knew area codes a little bit better, but sometimes I get called. People text or call me all the time, and I'm just like, I got a new phone, so I lost a lot of contacts. I have no idea where anybody's from, so I'm just looking up area codes. I'm like, who do I know in this place? Because I don't want to ask, who is this? It's a very rude question sometimes, but sometimes you got to ask. Epson, UK, Van Deen, Jeffrey Yoshihara, representing San Jose, California, the Denim Dentist. You're the guys from the what's their podcast called? I think they're in like Boston, the Iranian guys. Also dentists. They have a denim podcast. I'm looking it up right now. What are they called? Wait, I gotta go on live too. There's so many things to do. A lot of things to do. My podcasts. I don't know where it is anymore. But shout out to those guys. The denim something. I feel bad now. I gotta look it up. Denim. There's a lot of denim podcasts. The Denim Heads podcast. That's the one. New flannels are fire. More shirt love, please. More shirt content coming soon. This week, we're ending the week. Reese and I, we shot a bunch of shirt content, so you saw some of that go up on Instagram. There's a little bit more to come. We were just waiting for the the work shirts to arrive. The work shirts, we're anticipating they would arrive earlier this week. They actually ended up showing up in the warehouse yesterday. Brandon just texted me. And so we will have work shirts out soon and a lot of great flannels. So you're going to see some more flannel work shirt content coming out. I know I had to do the comparison between the easy shirt and the work shirt. I just wanted to wait for the work shirt to be here. But you'll notice that in the last video I put up, the Asanoha kimono print, I wore a work shirt pretty much on purpose just so people could see how those fit. Okay, I'm gonna go live on Insta just to let people know we are live here on YouTube. All right. Sorry, it's just so many things going on at the same time. I need maybe I wish I could stream to multiple things. I think I've said that before. Got to figure it out. Okay. L. Sanchez, 1984. 3 weeks into wearing my black Selvedge chinos at work. I'll be posting pictures soon. My cell phone camera cracked. Ooh, that's no fun. But there's a lot of photos to come out soon. I have my Indigo Invitational solid black Selvedge pair to post. I took my photos last weekend, so I'm going to be submitting those. I'm going to put those on the IG. I think we took some pretty nice photos. Risa's pair is going to be photographed very, very soon. So we're coming to the end of the Indigo Invitational. It kind of seems like this all happened so very fast. I wonder how many people carried through the entire way. I know it's hard to keep up with that kind of stuff, but I guess we'll see. We'll see what the results are. Hello on Instagram land. Just to let everybody know, we are live on YouTube. So head over to our YouTube channel right now and we're going to be streaming there. I'm only going to be streaming on Instagram just for a few minutes, just letting everybody know that we are on YouTube right now. So head over to youtube.com, Naked Famous Denim, join the live stream there. We're having a great time. So we'll continue the chat, but this Instagram video won't last too long. Head over to the YouTube channel now. We'll see you there. L. Sanchez 1984 also here from the 905. Johnny Crumhorn, been waiting for the work shirts. Me too. So there's been a lot of news on my end this past week that I will be putting out probably in Wednesday's email. So if you haven't subscribed to our emails, do it, because there is some juicy information in there. Obviously, if you're watching the live streams, you get a lot of that information right here. But sometimes you don't get everything. You don't watch the entire live stream, whatever it is. It's good to be connected as many ways as possible. That way, you're connected to all the information we put out there. So there are a couple of delays. Unfortunately, this is the way of the world we are in. The way of the world. This is the world we're living in, and yeah, there's been some shipping delays, and this has caused some release delays. So, most notably, the biggest move is the Harvest Selvedge. So, this was supposed to come out October the 15th. Right now, we are scheduling this to come out November 19th. So about a month delay on that one. We had some fabric delivery delays on that one, shipment delays. So that one's getting postponed way further than I would like, but it's on its way. King of Lords, this is moving 1 to 2 weeks. I'm also anticipating this releasing on, instead of November the 15th, this might be November the 12th or November the 19th. So that's not perfectly set in stone yet. So that is being delayed. One more delay to announce. So it's a lot of October delays. My apologies. MIJ9. This was also scheduled to come out October the 15th. This is probably not going to happen at this point. We had a delivery delay on this as well, shipment delay. And those were supposed to arrive in our warehouse last week. They did not, and it's looking like they're gonna arrive on October the 6th in our warehouse, which doesn't give us enough time to, do all the stuff that we need to do in order to make that release happen on October the 15th, which we had initially scheduled it. So this is going to be delayed maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks. So it could be October 22nd. It could be October 29th. So bear with us. Stuff's coming soon. The work shirts are coming out soon. So we're going to have some releases for you there. But as far as jeans, those ones have been delayed. Some a little bit, some a lot. I apologize for that. I will have the schedules on the websites updated. I will put up a new blog post, and I will update the old blog post. So there's some of that to come. So I apologize for those delays. I think a lot of people can understand, but we're still chugging along here. So that's what's happening there. All right, guys, on Instagram, head over to YouTube. Head over to the YouTube channel right now. We're going to be streaming there. I'm only going to be streaming here on Instagram for a few more minutes. So head over to YouTube if you want to continue hanging out here for the live stream. Brond Marco writes, delays on the Friday the 13th. No delays on the Friday the 13th. That is still scheduled for October the 22nd. So that's still on schedule. Okay. Let's see. A lot of questions here on Instagram. C. Sanchez writes, I forgot to submit my photos back in January for the Indigo Invitational. Yeah, there have been times where even I was like down to the last minute. I remembered, and I get those emails. It's just, there's so much stuff that builds up, and it's just one of those things. And I have to say that even throughout the whole process, maybe because I just my procrastinator brain oh, you have time, you have time, you have time, you have time. And then, you know, the deadline comes up and it's like, oh no, I forgot, I have to take these photos. The weather sucks, you know, I don't have the right sunlight. Wait for tomorrow. Then you forget it's nighttime. I've had a couple of photos in that mix that weren't ideal, not the best showcase of my jeans, but the final showcase I think will be quite nice. I understand. It's not like anything. I mean, it's just hard to keep up with stuff. But I think because there were so many people in the contest, we're still gonna have quite a few people still there hanging in at the end. But it's just a fun thing to do, and I'm looking forward to seeing the results of many of these photos. I've been keeping up with a lot of people on our IG, on our Instagram. I've been sharing those photos with a lot of people, our community. So we'll see what the finish line looks like. Invis Ian writes, can't forget to mention your solid black selvages are ocean soaked. Such a good Friday stream. That's right. I did my ocean soak on the Friday. Sorry, I did my ocean soak on a Friday live stream a couple of weeks ago. The quality isn't amazing for those people who haven't watched it. I was streaming from my phone, and we were out in the middle of nowhere in Okinawa, Japan, in the southernmost islands. We went to a nice beach, and I did an ocean soak live. It was just kind of out of the blue. I was doing a stream on my phone. I couldn't get my laptop to stream properly, so I was streaming on my phone, and we were gonna head to the beach, and just through quick thinking, we were like, okay, let's go do an ocean soak. So I jumped in the ocean with my jeans. So if you missed that, you could look back on like 2 streams ago. I think the stream is only like 30 minutes long or something. The quality isn't amazing, sorry, but you can see a little bit of ocean soak action. Motion Sajid, excited to see you on Transformers Ed. I'm excited to be there. So Motion Sajid, he's the denim guru. He knows everything about denim. And I'm going to be doing a talk with his students next week. Is it next week already? Jeez, time is flying. And anyways, I'm looking forward to being there. I have the information somewhere, but I will be doing a talk, much like this talk, with students in Motion's class. He teaches a course on fashion and denim and all kinds of things, and. So yeah, I'll be part of that. I think it's open to the public. I think people can join, but I will post more information about that soon. Motion has posted it everywhere he can, but I definitely need to post it wherever I can. Okay, guys, on Instagram, head over to YouTube right now. We're streaming there. I'm gonna end the Instagram stream. Thanks for joining me. I will see you guys on YouTube. Bye, everyone. Okay, I'm gonna end that video. Great. Right, we're exclusive here on YouTube, guys. Thanks for being here. If you're tuning in right now, don't forget to hit that like button. I'm gonna continue to say that during the stream because I always forget to do it, and I always say it at the end. So hit the like button. That stuff helps with our engagement. It helps other people who like denim, who like these kinds of things, find our stream. So hit that like button if you haven't hit it already. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and let's continue with the questions and the chat. Okay. Will Hernandez writes, what's up, Bahzad? What's up? Have you checked out the horror collection from Vans that they released today? Tempted to get the Nightmare skate. Hi, I have not. Let me check that out. Maybe that's something like Vans horror collection. What's going on here? Images. The oh, that's pretty cool. Those are really cool, actually. It's nice. I mean, yeah, those are pretty neat. I don't know if I like the I like the Nightmare on Elm Street ones. You know, I've only ever owned one pair of Vans in my whole life. In my whole life, I've only owned one pair of Vans. I've never been a Vans guy. I always felt like, you know, that's a skater shoe, and I'm not a skater, and I never really attempted to look or I always felt like if I started looking like a skater, I would feel like a bit of a poser. So I never got into Vans. I remember, in fact, buying those Vans. I bought them at a skate shop, and they were on sale. And I bought them, and I really never wore them because I felt weird about it. I can't skate, so I don't want to. I'm from that old school mentality of like, I don't know if it even exists anymore, but I don't know. When I was in high school, you were a thing. You were in your category, and you didn't really jump out of that category. And the way you dressed was kind of very much like the person you were. So I feel like if I wore skate stuff and I couldn't skate, I was infringing on some rights there. I don't know. It's still in my brain. I never wear like skate stuff. Like I just never do. I don't skate. I can't skate. I've been on a skateboard twice in my life. Can't do it. I can't even balance. I can barely ride a bike. All right. Pedro Cortez, those emails contain juicy information and free shipping coupon codes. They do not contain free shipping coupon codes. Now I have more of a reason to order Elephant X jacket. Free shipping coupon codes? Here's a secret. If you're a longtime customer, we have we do send, they're not like for, mass or for everybody, but we do send out, there are like some, save this, save that, sometimes free shipping, sometimes something else, codes, depending on how long you've been a customer. So those kind of emails do go out, but the weekly emails do not generally contain coupon codes unless there's some kind of promotion that I'm doing. But I tend, here's the problem when I do a promotion, say buy this and get that whatever and use the coupon code. Whenever I do that kind of stuff, somebody ultimately forgets to put the coupon code in. So whenever I do promotions, usually I try to do them automatic discount because ultimately somebody will forget. And the worst part is like, buy one thing and then you'll get another thing discount, and then they'll buy it, and like 2 weeks later they'll realize, hey, I didn't see the discount, and it's like you gotta go back and you gotta deal with it. Or there's like sometimes like a buy something and get something, maybe we'll throw in like a gift something or other, but you gotta use the coupon code, and somebody will buy the item and then realize that they didn't put the coupon code in, and then they didn't get the gift, and then we gotta ship them the thing. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. But yeah, I try to, whenever I do promotions, I try to avoid coupon codes. But there are coupon codes for, if you've been a subscriber of our emails long enough and you've been a customer long enough, you will get some kind of promotions here and there through our emails. That is for sure. Pedro Cortez said, "Oh, my fault. Didn't know you meant specific emails." Oh no. Anyways, I think I've cleared that up, so there's no worries there. Pedro Cortez writes, I used to have that same mentality. If you didn't skateboard, you shouldn't buy skate shoes. But now it's only good for the brand. Helps put money in the skaters' pockets. Yeah, probably. I mean, yeah. I mean, if you things have just changed so much. People are certainly much less, boxed into things now. You can be whatever you want. You could join, whatever kind of group you like. So, even if you don't, like, no one, I don't think anyone really, like, for me, like, I don't know if they're still doing it. I don't pay attention to celebrity very much, but I remember for a while there's a lot of like rappers wearing like metal t-shirts, like heavy metal t-shirts, and I'm like, that wouldn't have happened in my high school age. If there were there was certainly crossover with like new metal stuff, but the rappers and the hardcore community, metal community, sometimes they didn't cross over so well. And like you certainly wouldn't see people like, you know, metal guys with rap tees or rap guys with metal tees. But now everything's open, and like you're so much less restricted in that type of thing. Like, you can like different kinds of music. You know, when I was a kid, it was like you were a rocker, you liked rap, you liked whatever it is, and like you were very boxed in. I mean, that didn't mean you didn't personally listen to it, but like it was just kind of like people associated, you know, you with the kind of music or your kind of interest, and that was the kind of person you were. Jason Lovey, personally, it pisses me off when people wear metal shirts and they don't even listen to the band. Yeah, it is kind of funny. I'm sure I've seen videos where, like, you know, these streeter interviews and someone's wearing like a Metallica t-shirt and they're like, can you name a Metallica song? And they're like, I don't know, I just bought the shirt at Urban Outfitters, you know, what do you want? Like, I can't blame, you know, the young people for that, because the t-shirts are there at the stores they shop at, and the t-shirts look cool, so like, what do you want? You know, like, it's a cool looking t-shirt, I'm gonna buy the t-shirt, don't know what it means at all. And it doesn't, like, to a certain generation, like, we grew up and like that's kind of what that meant. You wore that t-shirt, you were that was you. And now it's just like, I want to look like that person in the photo, but I don't really understand, you know, why they're wearing the things that they wear at that time. Very interesting, you know, dynamic shift that we have. John T writes, how about some more details on the upcoming Unbranded release? I'd like to see more Unbranded offerings in general. Stay tuned. I don't have a sample. I don't want to give anything away. So there is something coming soon. I don't even have a release date for it yet. But there's been a couple of teasers on the Unbranded brand Instagram. Now, as far as more offerings, yeah, I mean, we'll probably, I don't know about how much more. Like, it's not going to be a collection thing like we do with Naked and Famous Denim. Unbranded is very straightforward. This is the product that we sell, and that's it. Now, of course, from time to time, we have put out like smaller production runs, limited edition runs, and these are always one-time runs. And there might be, maybe we'll get, like, right now we're we're often doing like once a year kind of things. Maybe we'll do once a season, but even then, I'm kind of very happy with just doing one thing a year. The thing with Unbranded is we want to keep the collection very, you know, to the mantra of Unbranded, like, this is it. You know, we don't want to add too much, and also with the way Unbranded's pricing works, like production, we need to do a lot of volume there. So that's there's very much a volume-driven product, and so in order to keep the price points the way it is, we have to do a lot of volume. And in order to do that, you know, consistently doing that, I think that might be difficult if we're putting out something once a season like that. So I want to keep the collection tight, and you know, we'll have new offerings from time to time. But yeah, that's the thing. You know, interestingly enough, like, the current like UB 101, like, you know, 14.5 ounce indigo denim, that's like $88 still. Like, when that jean came out in 2009, that jean was $82 retail. Like, that it's in 12 years or so, that jean's only gone up $6. Like, we've been very, like, you know, yeah, it's kind of like Arizona iced tea. Like, we just don't want to move that price. Like, we're willing to take like smaller margins on these things. You know, inflation costs, everything goes up. Shipping costs go up. Everything's going up in your life, right? But that Unbranded price point, it is like Arizona iced tea for us. It's just like, don't move any of the prices. Just leave it the way it is. People like that price. Keep it that price. That's that. So, yeah, Unbranded is a very interesting beast. Even Naked and Famous, like, there are certain products that the prices are just like left-hand twill. That's like 145 retail, I think 145, 150, something like that. And like it's just been that price forever. Like we very rare. And when we move the prices like $2, like I've been getting emails from like some of the companies I follow, like electronics and things like that, and they're like, "Oh, there's a price update coming on on X date or Y date, and it's going up like $100 for these things." And it's just like, geez, like the whole world is going the way it's going, and we're just like holding on to these prices tight. We're just like, just sell more jeans, and we can keep the price the same way. So thanks for supporting us and helping us grow and helping us keep our price points the way they are. I mean, we've always been value driven. Our prices are not, our jeans, our products are not inexpensive, to say the least. These are expensive items. I mean, the vast majority of the world, you tell them you spent that much money on a pair of jeans, they're going to think you're insane. But we like what we like, and it is what it is. I mean, we make a premium product, but we try to offer it at the best possible price. And we are, especially in this day and age, just gotta hold on to those price points. Make sure that we're still the best out there. And we're still made in Canada. That's made in Canada. All of our products, except for the MIJ, obviously, made in Japan. So we've made in Japan for our made in Japan collection, and everything else made in Canada. That's a pretty amazing feat. All of our t-shirts, our shirts, our jeans, our hoodies, everything is made in Canada. That is. You can't say that about a lot of things. A lot of Canadian brands can't even say that. We've had to drop brands from our store because their made in Canada offering has disappeared. They don't do it anymore. We've had product where they've showed us the sample. We've ordered it previous seasons, and then the new production comes and it says made in China, and we're like, you didn't tell us this, and we have to send it back to them. It's just, we keep made in Canada is a very important thing for us. And we're keeping that alive. It's not easy. It's not easy, but thanks to your guys' support, we're able to do that. And our continued growth is all because of you. And, thank you very much. Maybe a bit of a rant, I don't know, but I do feel thankful for all you guys' support. Okay, there's a couple of questions. Pedro Cortez writes, what's the last concert you've gone to? I went to see Panic at the Disco. They sound amazing live. What is the last concert I went to? Oh my God. It's been a long time since I've been to a concert. What is the last concert I went to? I have no idea. I've seen Metallica a few times. I saw Daft Punk before. I have no clue. I don't go to shows very often. I don't go out very often. I'm very much a homebody. I just love home. But what is the last concert? I don't know. I think I've seen Chromeo in Montreal. No idea. No clue what the last concert I went to was. I've been to more. When's the last wrestling show I went to? I don't know. That's been a while, but I certainly went to more wrestling shows in the last decade than concerts. Brand Dog, you're giving us blue balls about Unbranded. No. We're giving you more Unbranded. You're getting more. You're getting more Unbranded very soon. Joaquin Bpaz. Sorry if I butchered that. I'm sure I did. Would love to see another denim jacket offered by Unbranded. I do too. I want to do the 21 ounce, and basically I kind of want to offer everything that we do in a denim jacket. The problem is volume. Like denim jacket sales versus like jean sales are very different. And like in a jean, we might offer it in 4 fits, and like we might have to make X amount of volume in order to hit our minimums for that production lot. Like jean jackets are a separate like minimum, so it's not so easy, especially when like the sales of jeans to jean jackets they're not even close. Like you're selling so many more jeans versus jean jackets, so it's hard to have a staple, more than a few staple jean jackets, in that respect. It's a name, right? Have you thought about doing a city-themed denim line like Nike SB's back in the day? Tokyo, NYC, London, etc. Yes, well, we have our New York City jean available at Naked Famous Denim NYC, exclusively available at Naked Famous Denim NYC. You can't even buy it online. You must buy it in store. That's the Empire State Selvedge. So we have done it. We've got the Quebec Montreal jean coming soon. The Montreal, the French Vulgar is coming. And I think we will do more city editions down the line. So my idea is, because we obviously don't have, we've got 2 stores. We got New York, we got Montreal. What I would like to do is somehow partner with like one of our retailers. And maybe we can partner with something like Blue Owl in Seattle or something like that, and have different edition jeans at different key retailers, and they would only be available there. So that's something I would like to do down the line. It's just a matter of planning, and so much planning to do. There's a lot of my life is just constantly planning, looking at production schedules and dates, and trying to fit things in, and suppliers. It's a lot. I don't know how I do it. I do. It's not a lot of sleep. Okay. Green Giant 6 writes, that's why you guys are the absolute best in the denim, real value for your money. We definitely try. The Naked and Famous Denim price point is what hooked me back in the day. Back first season, first collection, when I saw those price points, I was automatically hooked. I've been hooked ever since. It's just I'm one of these guys, and I'm sure a lot of people out there watching right now are similar to me in the respect that like I'm always looking for the best balance of value for money, and like I'm always trying to figure that out. Whenever I'm trying to buy something new, it's kind of like I don't mind spending the money, if it's expensive, but I just want to make sure it's got like all the extra stuff that I'm gonna need down the line, so that this thing doesn't like become useless in 2 years or less. I do have a buy it for life mentality for a lot of things, so. Yeah, there's a lot of that's just ingrained in my personality, so it just builds into the products that we make. James writes, why is there no logo on the back pocket for Naked and Famous jeans? It's initially. Here's the thing. I think initially, we've just never had them, and I think initially it might have just been I don't think there was ever any plan for one. Maybe because the factories we were working with at the time didn't have certain abilities, so sometimes that might inhibit your ability to do something. So that might have been it from the beginning. Brandon also might have just wanted to keep things nice and clean, but I'm also a fan of clean pockets. I generally it depends on the not even. I really just prefer them. Like I could look at like a old Levi's. Okay, I understand, right? But other than that, I just keep them plain. I don't want too much stuff. I don't want too much stuff there. but yeah, I think the reason for it probably at the beginning was that we just didn't have the ability to do it, so it never happened. And like even right now, if we wanted to put stitching on the back pocket, like we'd have to invest in a machine that could do that, and that cost is just higher than I think it's worth. It's not that it's not worth it. Like it'll pay for itself over time, but I don't think our customers want it. I think most of our customers want just a clean experience. I mean, we do embroidery on like our collaboration items. So if you want something, there's that. But yeah, we don't have an arc. We don't have like a signature stitch. Never really wanted one. Yeah. I don't want one. You know what? Sometimes I see these like, and they just remind me of like True Religion. And like if you like True Religion, fine, but you know, big like loud back pocket signature stitches, it just reminds me of True Religion. Like I saw one the other day on like, I'm not gonna name the brand, but somebody posted it on a forum and it was just massive, and I'm like, dude, are you wearing? Are those? I wanted to leave a comment and be like, hey, are those the new True Religions? I didn't. I'm not going to, but does feel a little bit. It does feel a little bit odd when I see brands doing that, and in the same vein, like I know that they would make fun of like the Hollywood brands that would do that. I'm like, but you're doing it. Like you were literally doing the thing that they're doing. Billboard on your butt. Don't know. So anyways, not my taste, not my style. I've certainly owned my fair share of True Religion jeans back in the day, back in the mid 2000s. But admittedly I've sold a lot of them. I was very much responsible for the success of that brand in the Toronto area by selling a lot of those. So anyways, it is what it is. We've moved on, our tastes change. If you like that kind of stuff, sure. Some people like it. Okay. I'm not gonna rag on you too hard for that. It's not for me. I like to keep things a little bit cleaner. Riley O'Brien writes, Bahzad, my sister Brandy is rocking the Thermo Stretch Denim, and I told her I'd ask you if you had any tips for washing that particular fabric. She looks great in them and loves them. Thank you. Well, thank you for supporting, and I hope she's enjoying the jeans. Best way to take care of those, I mean, the easiest way for everything is gentle wash. Like if you're gonna put those in the machine, cold wash, gentle, wash it with other stuff. Whenever you wash your jeans, wash it with other stuff. If you've got just a pair of jeans in that washing machine, you get that wet ball detergent and it's just slamming around the machine. If you don't like that marbling kind of look, you're definitely gonna get it. If you do that, if you wash it without anything else in there. Even if you do wash it with other things in there is definitely a chance that that's going to happen. You just have to accept it. That's the washing machine. That's the dryer. You put it in there, things happen. If you want to be gentle with your jeans, and look, jeans are tough, but, and washing them is easy. Put them in the sink, gentle detergent, shake them around, scrub them around, hang dry them. Wring them out, hang dry them, you'll be fine. That's probably the easiest way to take care of those. You probably don't have to wash them very often, just because, they're jeans, and that's, the nature of jeans. You don't really have to. But just wash them whenever you need them, and they'll have a nice, long life. Del Hershey writes, would you guys consider doing a limited run holiday-themed jeans, like Christmas or Halloween? We actually did a Christmaka jean once, Christmas and Hanukkah together at last. We did that. It had if I remember correctly, it had red and green metallic Selvedge ID, and it had Hanukkah themed pocket bags. Yeah, I think that's how it went. And then we had. Oh, okay. Risa says one side was green and red like Christmas, and then blue and white like Hanukkah colors on the Selvedge ID. Yeah, that does sound right. And then it was like Hanukkah holiday themed pocket bags. And then the Tragic Blonde had like a Santa hat and like a menorah. So yeah, it was kind of fun. Those sold pretty well actually. We haven't done like that. We haven't done. We only ever did that once. I would like to do like we do Chinese New Year, so that we do that. I want to do the Day of the Dead. That would be fun to do. Like the Mexican Day of the Dead. I think El Dia de los Muertos. El Dia de los Muertos jeans. That would be fun to do, just because there's so many good like icons, and like the colors are beautiful. I would like to do that at some point. I think that would be a very, very fun jean to do. So yeah, more holiday themed stuff. I think that's in that's in the incoming. As for like Halloween, we certainly have horror themed jeans coming out. We have like the Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street. So those are coming. So we have, they're not necessarily like Halloween, but they're spooky. And we've got stuff coming there. Phoenix Doolan writes, banner jacket pre-order update. And this is the question I ask every week, and it's the question I ask when we have our internal meetings every week. This is the question I ask my team every week. What's the status? And then they always tell me that they will get back to me, and they don't get back to me. Sorry, that and the 40 ounce. It's like it's the question you ask me, and it's the question I ask my team every week about what is going on with that, and they just they don't get back to me the way I would like them to. So, but I'm on it. I haven't forgotten. I'm just adjusting the light here. I will keep you posted. Mr. Overlord 14,000 writes, coconut-based denim or seaweed-based denim. We've already done the seaweed-based denim. We did it a few seasons ago. Real seaweed blend, and it featured an actual eel skin leather patch. That was very, very interesting to have made. But yeah, we've done the seaweed before. Coconut-based. Coconut could be difficult. Not that I think we could probably do it. It's not gonna be wearable. I've seen denims made from like interesting materials that are just unwearable. They look great. They might make a nice bag, but they're not wearable. They will rip your skin apart. It's so uncomfortable. So I don't think coconut is a viable material to make jeans from. Devin Hart writes, I know that you collect those mugs. Why haven't you gotten the ones from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? Are there Once Upon a Time in Hollywood mugs that I'm not aware of? I'm looking it up right now. I don't see... I mean, I've just got a bunch of like crappy looking mugs that I'm looking at. If there's something specific, like vintage, Fire King style mug that I'm not aware of, send me a, what is this? Interesting. I see on a website they have something that looks like a Fire King mug. Hopalong Cassidy Cup Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I'm gonna have to look this up. Interesting. I don't know how... Are these actual movie props? I'm not sure. ReplicaPropStore.com. I'm gonna have to look it up. Replica Prop Store. Are these official? I'll have to look it up. I'm not sure, but thanks for letting me know about that. Now I have something to look into. Um. Okay. Electric Bamboo Glue 2 writes, I actually thought there were no back pocket accents because it was part of the naked philosophy. Sure. You know, you could say that, but I don't think sometimes it works out that way, but my thinking is probably Brandon probably just wanted to keep things clean, and or there wasn't that ability to do it, so he didn't do it. And, you know, keeping things clean just became part of the mantra. Lancer Andy writes, I'm wearing the Midnight Edition left-hand twill, jeans and jacket. Best outfit I've ever had. It's seriously amazing. Left-hand twill, Midnight Edition, Canadian tuxedo. We got to see some fade progress on those. Electric Bamboo Glue 2. If indigo and black are the two main colors of jeans, what would you pick as a third? Gray. Gray for sure. We used to do a jean called the charcoal Selvedge. I used to wear those a lot. Yeah, the charcoal Selvedge, that was a fun jean. I would say, yeah, black, indigo, black, gray. And after gray, or gray, like gray and like khaki color, so like a tan or like an army green, those are kind of nice to have in the wardrobe. Like, maybe you could summarize it as like those are your key essentials, like a basic indigo, basic black, basic gray, basic tan, basic khaki green. You've got those. You've got your set. There's you basically have it all. But yeah, if you have an indigo, you have a black. Look into like a tan or look into a gray or a khaki green. You can't go wrong. Those are all staples, and those last three are like really your last four. Those are so easy to go into like environments where you can't wear jeans. You know, and that, to be fair, there's less and less of that now, which is good for us, but it's good for everybody, really. Like a lot of offices are just wear your jeans. They don't care. If you're working in like, you know, tech industry or like, you know, whatever, you know, a hoodie and jeans, that's your outfit. So it's kind of neat that like jeans have really become much more acceptable in working environments, and most especially it's like clean dark jeans, so that just fits right into like the product category that we're in. So you know, you could wear your indigo jeans or, you know, black, gray, khaki, tan. Those all work in those environments as well. They're all also very interchangeable. Like if you're into like workwear, boots, that kind of stuff, any of those colors really just slides into you know, your wardrobe. So, you know, if you're wearing flannel black jeans, no problem. Flannel, you know, tan with some work boots, no problem. It all kind of works very nicely together. Like if you want, I definitely have to do an article. I have to do a lot of articles. I should do an article on like, you know, building out a you know, essentials wardrobe. Like if you want to really, if I was starting a wardrobe from new, nothing, zero, everything I own is gone. Like it would be a very simple wardrobe going forward. Like, you know, the other day, like our closet is just, I'm in the, you know, fashion industry for like most of my life. Risa as well. Like the amount of like clothes you accumulate being in this industry is ridiculous. Like it's a lot. And especially now that I work from home, the thing that I need the least amount are jackets. And I have so many jackets. Just, we have two entire like racks of jackets. I got a box of jackets sitting, just jean jackets sitting in my living room. Like there are so many. In fact, that's not even close to all of our denim jackets. We have so many denim jackets. And yeah, if I could start over, and if I was, you know, not in this industry, even if I was in this industry, but if I could start over, I would be a lot more simple in like, you know, what I would build out is that, you know, but the problem is like there's a lot of like value kind of tied up in a lot of this stuff, like, you know, it's vintage jackets or things like that. It's not like stuff I'm gonna toss. So and it's stuff that I use also for reference. So that is like there's a work component to it, and there's an appreciation component to it, and there's a bit of a collector's component to it. Like I have a lot of T-shirts and like a lot. So yeah, I don't be a collector. Collecting is difficult, man, because you're constantly like racking your brain with like, do I like, what am I doing with all this stuff? It's a lot of stuff. But if I could put out that, you know, sometimes it's like, no, don't do as I do as I say, and maybe more do as I suggest. You know, I suggest this if you want to build something out, if you're getting into better dressing, there are some tips that I can provide for you based on my unbelievable, amount of things that I've acquired over the years. And I'm not, dude, I know people way more stuff than me. I have a friend who is a prominent writer for, you know, some very big sneaker streetwear blogs, and they had they had rooms just full of sneakers, like boxes of sneakers, because they would get sent every sneaker for review, like ever, and you go to their house and they're like, just take something, please. Like it's so overwhelming the amount of stuff they get. In fact, in their kitchen, in, you know, their cabinets, it was just boxes of shoes. Like that's to the length that they had shoes. It was everywhere, and it's cool for a few minutes, and then you realize, oh man, I have 900 pairs of shoes in my apartment. And yeah, so, and you got to deal with it. It's yeah. I mean, there are ways to deal with it, but we're also like, oh, these have some value, so like I can't just, you know. Anyways, it's difficult. Very strange. And like I can't part with stuff. I have a hard time with that. Depends on the item. Certain like I like when friends come over who are my size, and because then I know it's going somewhere that I know, so I want to get rid of things that way. But yeah. Okay. How does the black cashmere denim fade? They'll fade like any other black jean would fade. I will post photos of my solid black Selvedge, my final photos, in the next day or so. So watch out for that on our IG, and then you'll have a good idea of like what black denim can fade into. Questions. Coconut like the banana. Yeah, coconut fibers and like banana fibers, usually they take it from the tree. It's not from the peel or anything like that. So it's a very like fibrous, rough material. It does not make a comfortable fabric. It makes a cool looking fabric, does not make a comfortable looking fabric. Electric Bamboogaloo 2 writes, I have to ask, and I never thought of this before, did you guys use bamboo before? We've not used bamboo before. Bamboo is like the seaweed selvage, and a lot of so the thing, I'm just trying to explain it. The bamboo and seaweed like fibers all come from kind of the same thing, and it's something called Lyocell. And Lyocell is like a semi-synthetic, semi-natural fiber. Basically, they're able to synthesize yarns from, I forget exactly how it's done, but they can take organic matter and make basically any yarn from it. But I think the chemical composition is basically the same. So like the seaweed denim, it is derived from seaweed, and like bamboo is derived from bamboo, but it all ends up being something called lyocell. so we've never used bamboo before, but we have done seaweed, and it ends up kind of being the same thing. Yeah, that was with the Lyocell. We've also just done straight up Lyocell Selvedge, and originally Lyocell was derived from wood. So I think if you just get like a Lyocell, there might be a material that is made from Lyocell, and it is derived from wood usually. So I'm pretty sure that I could. It's a little early in the morning. Maybe my brain isn't fully functional yet, but I think that's how it goes. C. Sanchez writes, my wife's family owns a mescelleria. I don't know what that is. In Oaxaca. There's a lot of leftover agave fibers. Agave thread denim for Dia de los Muertos denim. Cactus leather patch. Cactus leather would be cool. The fibers, the thing is, it's not like I could just take a material and then send it to like a company to spin the yarn. They have to source it themselves, and they have to make sure that they can actually use it to make yarn. I wish I could just do that, but it doesn't quite work that way. But agave yarn or agave fibers for yarn, I could look into that. It might be a Lyocell situation where we can take it and then turn it into Lyocell, which is a yarn or a fiber that they can spin into yarn. What's been my favorite color core? Red core. I think that one was the one that, really blew a lot of people's minds. Rainbow core too, don't get me wrong, rainbow core is really good. But the red core was the first one, and nobody's seen a denim like that before. That never happened before. So I think just the initial like whoa factor is still in my brain, and that ultimately like leads me to like think that is my favorite. So there, I guess that's my answer, the red core. But the rainbow core also, I think the new rainbow core is gonna really that's really gonna shock people, because that's gonna be very the original rainbow core was nice, but the colors were a little they're dark. They're not gonna be as bright as this rainbow core is gonna be rainbow. It is gonna be, you're gonna see it. It's gonna be very obvious. Branddog124 writes, I wore my Toxic Avenger jacket and Unbranded 21 ounce to a hockey game. I was the best looking person at the game. You bet you were. Absolutely. I can't wait. There's gonna be that new Toxic Avenger movie. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna wear my Toxic Avenger jacket. I'm gonna wear that jacket, and I know they're gonna be like, where'd you get that jacket? I'm looking forward to that. Oh man, Electric Bamboo Glue 2 writes, hypothetical Gene, the Norm Macdonald denim. R.I.P. Norm, we miss you. What would that entail? I love it when you propose a style of denim for the suggestions of the stream. What would a Norm Macdonald denim? I don't know. What it would have to be. What would that be? I mean, he's played so many different characters. His humor is incredible. Oh man, there's he's got. Do you ever see his interview with Jerry Seinfeld in Comedians with Cars? And they were talking. I'm not gonna say the joke because I'm just not gonna be able to deliver it. I'm not a comedian. But look up that Comedians in Cars with Coffee, Jerry Seinfeld, Norm Macdonald, and he's got a great Cosby joke in there. It is pretty good, pretty good. What would a Norm? I don't know. I can't think that's hard. I don't know. I don't know what I would do there, but yeah, build some. I don't know. Don't know what that would be. That's a tough one. How do you do it on a comedian? Sasha Yav writes, I noticed sometimes a jean that sold out would randomly come back in the shop months after being sold. Wonder why that happens. I will tell you why that happens. So, couple reasons why that could happen. So the way our warehouse works is that we have our wholesale warehouse and we have our warehouse for Tate and Yoko. It's two separate warehouses. And the way wholesale works is, you know, we have our inventory in our wholesale warehouse. When retail partners place orders with us, they'll pre-book something, so we'll produce it, and we will hold, when those goods come in, we hold those goods for them. And sometimes retailers might place an order with us, and they don't take the order. Maybe they don't have the funds for it. They don't want it now. I don't know. Things happen. It's just, you know, the way business goes sometimes. Or maybe sometimes they're just hard to reach. You know, we've produced these goods for you, and now we're asking you for payment or whatever. They're not answering. They're not getting back to us. So we don't just automatically cancel those orders. We hold those orders for a while, try to give, you know, them time to get back to us, try to work something out if there's like a financial, you know, reason for it or whatever. So those goods are held, and sometimes they're held in limbo for a while. It could be a few weeks, sometimes it could be a few months. So we might have sold out of something on Tate and Yoko, and then those goods are sitting in our other warehouse, just in limbo. So those, if the customer, the retail partner of ours, doesn't take those goods end up available to sell, and, you know, maybe another wholesale partner of ours wants those goods, so they place an order for it, and, you know, they go there. Or sometimes they're just available, and we need them for Tate and Yoko, so I snatch them up and I send them to the Tate and Yoko warehouse, so then they become property of Tate and Yoko. So that's why, that's one way that happens. Sometimes we have a retail partner, maybe they have some goods left over, and you know, like, we're dealing with a lot of independent businesses, and we deal with a lot of different kinds of businesses, and sometimes they have some goods, maybe they didn't sell them out completely, and they've got some new orders coming up. They've got cash flow issues, and I see that they have inventory that I could actually use, and I say, hey, you know what? Why don't I take those back from you? I'll give you a credit towards your new order. You could take your new order. I'll take those goods back from you. And, you know, that way I've got goods for my store that I need, that I know I can move because I got customers who are asking for it. They're able to get new goods. And, you know, the thing about retail is, like, sometimes goods can be, like, they're in your store, and because they're just, you know, the customers who walk into your store, they always want to see new. And if they've seen something a few times, even if it's something great, maybe they're just, you know, they don't want to look at it. And sometimes things kind of just sit stagnant in a retail store sometimes. And, you know, at least online, people browse a little bit more. They're not so concerned about, like, oh, I saw those last week, right? So, yeah, just the different dynamics of retail. But, you know, we like to work with our retail partners in that respect. So if they have something that they're having trouble with, we're certainly willing to help them out. Maybe we'll swap styles out with them. So that's why sometimes you'll see things that might have sold out a long time ago, and then 8 units show up on Tate and Yoko, and, you know, we've got them there. So, you know, we do have a pretty wide reach, and we do have our you know, on Tate and Yoko, like, if there's a product and it's sold out, like, you can sign up to know if that item comes back in stock. So, you know, we have all kinds of products that we've sold out for a long time, and if we get those items back from a retailer, boom, those emails go out, and then you're notified, and you can get that item that you're looking for. You know, we have a lot of retailers. Sometimes they don't have websites. Sometimes they just don't have that online reach. I know that over the course of the pandemic, a lot of retailers that we worked with, you know, they didn't have websites. There's still retailers we work with that don't have online stores. They don't have websites, and they're just old school. They're not they're very busy. They're very focused on what they know how to do, and they do it very well. And building a website, it seems like, oh, you can just get a Shopify or a Squarespace and just, okay, I've got a website. But now you got to integrate your systems, right? And that's a big challenge for some people, and they don't know how to do it. They don't have the time to do it. They should do it. My business opinion says that they definitely should do it, but it's the way it is. I remember talking to retailers, but again, before the pandemic, literally just a month before everything got shut down, we were in Vegas, and I was talking to some of our guys, and I was saying, man, you need to get online. You need to have a website. And they're like, no, we want to focus on that in-store experience. We love speaking to our customers in person, showing them off product in person. And yes, I agree. That is great. And you want to drive people to the store. So that's the way they felt that they did that, by not having, an online store, because they've got great salespeople. They got great salespeople. They want those people have relationships with their customers. So, if I don't even know where I'm going with this. So where the heck am I going with this? I just totally lost my concentration. So yeah, anyways, a lot of people didn't have online stores. They weren't ready for that. They weren't equipped for that. And I don't remember the original point of this. That is, wow, that is the biggest brain fart I've ever had in a while. Yeah, I don't know. Somebody could remind me what I was talking about before this. I might be able to finish that rant, but don't remember it right now.
You were talking about things coming back to stock because
yeah, things, right. But yeah, Risa's yelling at me saying, I was talking about things coming back in stock, but I think I covered that when but then I talked about people's preparedness for their websites, and I don't know how I got into that rant, and I don't know where I was going with that rant. But a lot of people didn't have websites, and I don't, and oh yeah, reach. So that's it. Dumb. So a lot of people didn't have websites, and so their social reach, their searchability didn't exist. And they might have had old product on their website or older product on their website that people were looking for. They just couldn't find it because these websites are relatively new, just because they've made their websites within the last year or so. So, when we take it in, maybe we'll swap, some styles with them, and we take it back. And people are looking for something because we kind of have we've got a little bit more of an established website. We've been online for a lot longer. People can find it. People can buy it. So that's also the reason why on like the blog post for any particular item, I put that full retailer availability list so that I can help our retailers be findable by our customers. Because every now and then I've got like people messaging me asking me for like an older style. Where can I find it? I'm looking at it for this fit. I'm like, check the blog post. We've got that full retailer availability list. Go through it. Go through those websites, because some of those smaller retailers you might not have heard of before, and sometimes they have like the random piece that you're looking for. So yeah. I think I wrapped it up there. Full thought process there. Okay. Yeah, everyone's telling me. I asking about denim coming back. Asked about why denim jeans become restocked randomly. Yeah, and I also lose my train of thought randomly too. Sorry about that, guys. Still early, but believe me, that wasn't an early thing. That was Bahzad's kind of slow thing. Mr. Overlord 14,000 writes, just got the Elephant X, very happy with the jeans. My first heavy denim, but not so happy with the patch. I want the belt to go under, not over the patch. There's a solution for that. You could cut the side seams and just use a seam ripper, and you can open up that stitching, and then you've got those seams opened up. The reason why we do the 4-way sewing is to secure that patch. That patch is so thick that if you only do the top and button, it has a tendency to come off, and then there's problems for us down the line when people are like, oh, my patch came off or it's starting to get loose. It ain't getting loose now. So, yeah, that's part of the reason why it's done like that. But yeah, you could just open up the sides, open up the seams on the side, and you'll be okay. Is there any way, Decibels writes, is there any way we can let you know about retailers in our area who aren't on your list? There's one in DC who has quite a collection for sale, but they aren't on your list. Yeah, definitely let me know. We try to keep our list as up to date as possible, but that's actually a difficult thing. It's a difficult task. But yeah, if there's something missing, definitely, or let us know. We'll try to correct that right away. You'll also notice typos on the website and the emails every now and then. It's 100% my fault. The way my brain works is I read what I think, and I don't read what's actually on the page. So I'm constantly finding little typos here and there later on. And sometimes you guys are kind enough to let me know about them, and I fix them. So if you do notice any typos or something that I missed, like trust me, they're there. They're all over the website. And I try to, every day I find something, but they're there. I try to fix them. And if you do let me know, I would appreciate it. I know I'm definitely not the person who should be writing all this stuff, but I am the person who writes all this stuff. But that's just the way my brain works. It's I know it's my problem, so I try to when I'm editing stuff, I have to read things over a lot just to make sure there's no mistakes, but the mistakes get through. It happens. Are there samples of the Matrix denim? There are in Montreal, not here. I've shown off the fabric before. I could show it again. But I will be back in Montreal in a few weeks. In a few weeks, we're planning on going back to Montreal. So, yeah, stay tuned for that. We'll have some Montreal editions of the live stream. It'll be Friday evening for me and Friday evening for you. We'll be back in similar time zones for many of our North American watchers, European watchers, a little bit different, but it will be fun to be back in Canada land. We're gonna load up on snacks. That's we're bringing lots of luggage. And we're going to be packing it full of snacks on the way back. That's for sure. Jacob Buchholt. Jacob Buchholt. Sorry. I'm definitely butchering that name. I butcher everyone's name. Are there any updates on the anime collab that shall not be named? No, because I don't know. They very slow. I think I talked about this before, but because we're going through USA and they're going through Japan, there's like this ultra slow chain of command. And I just have to say that when we do the Japan stuff, whenever Japan is involved, tends to be a little bit slower. That's just the way it is. We understand that. And but yeah, this is not some of these deals are fast moving. Some of these deals are very slow moving. Speaking of deals, remember last week we were talking about Marvel versus Capcom 2. Anyways, we sent the email, so doesn't mean anything's gonna happen. All I wanted to do was, because from my understanding is that that's not even a done deal yet. Getting that game out again. All I know is that the fans, the community has been very vocal about their desire for this game to come back. And now there's talks. So we wanted to just kind of shimmy in there and open that conversation with Capcom again, maybe reestablish some kind of project. But we let our desires be known that we would love to be a part of doing, if there was a room for it, Marvel versus Capcom 2 jeans collection. That would be sick. That would be amazing. That would be incredible. Like, oh, here's where the problem is gonna be. Like, how do we decide which characters and which? I would make the jean a team thing. So, which teams do we do? Which teams do we do? We'll have to talk. We'll have to get a lot of your guys' input for that. But yeah. Anyways, I don't know. Look, the chance of it happening, I'm gonna say right now, probably pretty slim. But if you don't ask, you don't get. That's definitely one of my favorite mottos in life. Always ask. There's really not a lot of harm in asking. So, you know, if you don't ask, you don't get. That's just the way it is. Devin Hunt writes, Marvel versus Capcom 2 cable denim would be amazing. Yeah, man. Viper Beam. Hyper Viper Beam denim. That would be a lot of fun. Yeah. What would... Oh, anyways, I'm just daydreaming right now. Okay. Joey D writes, hey Bahzad, where did you get your clothing rack behind you? I need one. You know what? I did a live stream a while ago on this particular... I talked about it. There is a shop here in Tokyo that we got it from, but it's actually American, and we definitely overpaid for it here in Japan, but it is a lot less expensive in America. I'm just going to find the brand, and I'm going to tell you all where it's from, because it's very good, and I like it a lot. Where is it? So there's a store, like I was saying, it's called Pacific Furniture Service, and they've got the coolest stuff. It's all very industrial, but it's also like cool kind of priced. I mean, they have to import these things from, you know, all over the world, so it's certainly there's a value in that. It's not like you know, these companies have, you know, established trade here in Japan. Like they're working through these guys. So I have, the one I have me is a 60-inch garment rack, and where is it? Doesn't say the brand. I'm trying to find it. It is a great garment rack. It's from America, and in America, it's not particularly expensive. Made in the United States, 75 kilo. Oh man, Risa, you don't remember the brand of this garment rack, do you? It's not like they don't say it on the website. No.
But we did find out, so...
Yeah.
Let me Google.
Risa's gonna look it up, and we're gonna find out for you guys. But you can buy it in the States, and like, it's like, it's not cheap, but it's definitely not as expensive as it is here in Japan. I would definitely recommend it. It's great for, you know, clothing. It's also just great for denim. You can get this extra basket that goes on the bottom, stack your jeans up. It looks really nice and industrial. Highly recommend this rack. Decibels writes, you can DIY a pipe style rack like that using black pipe. Any Lowe's, Home Depot, or similar hardware stores will carry black pipe. For sure, you can definitely DIY one, but sometimes just having the professional, like, garment rack with, like, the wheels, they roll nice. You got that rack. It's very convenient. It's got a nice height. It's long. Can handle a lot of weight. It's a good garment rack. It's a good garment rack. I have to very much recommend it. But if you want just good ideas for like home industrial looking stuff, go to the website Pacific Furniture Service. Just look it up in Google. It's pfsonline.jp. They've got the
It's called R&B, R&B wire product.
R&B.
Yeah, like we said, they said.
Oh, R&B wire products. There you did. Oh, okay. Here it is, guys. This is the website. You can get it in America. R&B, like Risa and Bahzad, wire.com. rbwire.com. So the company is called R&B Wire Products. The website is rbwire.com. Check it out. They've got all kinds of like, it's all like laundry carts and hampers and things like that. But this is all like professional stuff. So, yeah, wire shelving, utility carts, garment racks. That's it. Single garment rack. That's the one we have. 60 inches. It's a great rack. So we've got the 60-inch one. And you can get the wire basket that goes underneath. So if you're looking for a good clothing rack, or if you're looking for just good like industrial stuff, this is the way to go. Here it is. The 60-inch. Oh, that's the shelf. The shelf is $100. The rack itself is maybe it is a little expensive, but I think they have more. $300 it looks like for the garment rack, 60-inch one. Yeah. Oh, it's a little price. It's not much less expensive than Japan. Oh, it is. Oof. Did we pay that much for this? It's less expensive in the States than it is in Japan. In Japan, it's like $460 for this rack. In the States, it's like $300 for the rack. Pricey, but it's gonna last forever. That thing's gonna last forever. Okay. Okay. We're okay. No problem. It's been Dave Lynn. No problem. It's been great. Very, very sturdy. Wheels are very smooth. I bought the one last time you talked about, David Lynn, RB Wire Products, I think. Oh yeah, there we go. So David Lynn, he's got the same one. I'm glad I could recommend something that you like. It is super sturdy. This thing will last definitely forever. I've worked in fashion, retail, fashion my whole life. There's so like crappy garment racks are crappy garment racks. Especially the ones that can't handle the weight, especially when you've got this much stuff on it. You know, if you get a bad garment rack, you put a lot of weight on it, you move it, it just falls over. This thing is sturdy. You can put so much weight on this thing, it can handle it, and that's why I like it. If I need to move this thing around, no problem. You get a crappy rack, you put just a little too much weight on it, and it's all over the floor. You don't want that. Okay, Visto, they're also worth checking out for some beautiful modernist designs. Oh, I would agree. Do they make a clothing rack? I'm not sure. They make nice bookshelves. I have a ladder Dax, a vintage ladder Dax bookshelf, but I was definitely looking at Visto ones. They're very pricey, very pricey. But yeah, they look fantastic in your home. I've definitely been more interested in home design stuff in the last little while. Okay, here's a question. Todd Hackett. Tempi treated denim loses indigo? Yeah, a little bit. Luis Cicada. Everyone's saying nice rack, nice rack. I get it. I get the joke. It is a nice rack. But back to the denim question. So Tempi treated denim, does it lose indigo? Yes. There's no way to avoid that. So Tempi treating is essentially a soak process. Take the jeans, they soak it in water, and they hang dry it. Usually outdoors in the sun for a hang dry. But there is a bit of a process to it, and that process is unknown to me exactly we even when we talk to our factory, they said that they have, their method of doing it. They don't reveal it. That's the way they do it. It's the way they do it. I guess it's a little bit of a trade secret for them. Now there's different ways. There's Tempi Treating. There's rinse washing. A rinse wash is when a garment is put through like an industrial washing machine. And I don't know if you've ever seen industrial washing machines, but these things are enormous. They're humongous, and they're designed for the industry, the fashion industry, to wash. Like, you want to put in 50 pairs of jeans, you put in 50 pairs of jeans, it washes 50 pairs of jeans, and then it goes into a dryer that will then dry 50 pairs of jeans, and that way it gets a nice consistent wash for everything at the same time. So that's the difference between, like, a Tempi Treated is more of like a, if you think like the way you would soak and dry a pair of jeans at home, that's what a Tempi Treating is. There's less indigo loss. A rinse wash, there's a little bit more indigo loss there. But the difference in those two treatments is the way that they're dried. One is done industrially through industrial wash dryers, and then the other one is going to be more of a hang dry situation. So it retains more of the crispiness of the fabric. Dieter Rams of Braun Apple designed for Visto. Did Dieter Rams design for Apple? I don't think. Maybe they did. He did. They did. Designed for Apple. I think Apple was very much inspired by Dieter Rams' work, but I don't know if are they even alive? Dieter Rams? I don't even know. Yes, still alive. Interesting. For Apple, did they? Apple has often paid homage to Rams designs, for example. Something that is, I don't know. I think he influenced them. Apple, not sure. I'm not a historian in that respect, but very, very cool stuff. Todd Hackett, why is there a shift to producing one-wash denim? The answer, commerciability, is that a word? A one-wash, it makes a jean way more commercial. It just, the raw denim guy isn't going to be offended by a one-wash. And the general consumer is going to be offended by a raw denim. Offended in the sense that, like, they, not like, oh, I'm offended, but like, they are going to be uncomfortable by a typical raw jean. So if you want to make a raw jean more commercial, that has more appeal to more people, you do a one wash. Now, one wash is rinse wash. Sometimes a jean might actually require a rinse wash, like we did for the Lord of Nep, or the King of Lords that's coming up. Like, they need the one wash because the shrink rate on that fabric is too high for us to sell raw. Like, if we sold that raw, we're gonna have so many problems with it. It would be ridiculous, and everybody's gonna have to rinse soak those anyways. Like, the shrinkage rate on that was like 30%. It's not. If I sold you that jean, you'd have to size up like 4, right? It's just not. Nobody's gonna do it, and so many people are gonna have problems when they've shrunk it. Maybe it didn't shrink to the way they want. It shrunk too small. It's too big still, and you're spending that amount of money on those jeans, and everybody who gets them is going to definitely. Maybe there's going to be a couple people who are like, I'm never going to wash these ever, so I'm just going to like leave it this size. Eventually, most people wash their jeans anyways, and then they shrink. You can't wear them anymore. It's going to cause so many problems. So we one wash those just to make those. Just to get rid of all those shrink problems, not necessarily to make those like more commercial to the average dude, because let's face it, those fabrics are not designed for the average guy. Those are for like maybe somebody will walk in the store and be like, those are amazing, I need to own them. That's definitely a possibility. But the vast majority of people who are going to pick up those jeans, or who have picked up those jeans, are very knowledgeable about the denim that they're about to buy. They know what's going on there. That's a very educated purchase. But in like other cases, like I see it out there in the world, that's because maybe they're like, oh, this raw denim thing isn't really, so we gotta go, That's my explanation for there. They don't want to go, They want to go, maybe there's something over there for me, because over here, a little bit, there's not a lot of business here. Don't know. For us, we're doing okay. We're making raw jeans. They're still raw. They're still made in Canada. You know, that ain't gonna change. You know, every now and then maybe we're gonna offer a Tempi treatment or a rinse wash when necessary. But everything else is gonna stay, raw. That's what we make. That's what we've been touting raw for our lives. So we're not. I'm not gonna make an about face on that. We've found ways to stay raw and make things maybe a little bit more appealing to the average consumer. Stretch Selvedge is a great example. The flex denim, making things that are still raw. Well, to be fair, the flex denim was rinse washed, and that was also another requirement of that fabric because of the shrinkage rate. So maybe not so much there, but in other ways, we've got a lot of stretch Selvedge options, a lot of comfort denim options to make transitioning into raw denim a thing. Maybe you start off with the stretch Selvedge and then you get into the 100% cotton. Like, we've seen so many people come into our world that way than us trying to make, our products the way, that's the thing, right? Like, we've kind of cut out our category, and we're not that kind of product. So I don't want to go in that kind of direction. We've very much said we're on this side of the fence. You guys can be on that side of the fence. That's cool. And there's a million brands and products out here. Go nuts. You guys can all figure out who's got the best washed jeans. We're going to be over here. We're going to be making raw jeans, and we cater to the raw denim guys. And we're happy for you guys to cross over. We're going to try and make things that might entice you to cross over. And once we get you, I think we're going to hold on to you. So that's been our strategy. And is that going to be a winning strategy? I don't know. We're still here, and hopefully we're here for a long time. But that's my thought process there. Todd Hackett writes about Dieter Rams. He didn't actually design for Apple, but some of the products look identical. Yes, very, very heavily inspired by. I mean, I love consumer electronics. I love old electronics, old Bang & Olufsen, Brio & Vega. Like, I collect like Walkmans and CD players. I collect all kinds of old electronics. I enjoy them very much. I love the design of them. Very underrated design are old Sony designs. I don't think that they get enough credit in the design. The problem is that they put out there's a lot of really high design stuff, and there's a lot of stuff that you're probably not so impressed by. So I think maybe that's why they get lost in the mix with that stuff. But I mean, I have to admit, Apple products are very, very beautifully designed. There's very little out there that is not impressive to look at. There's a lot of design community talk. I mean, I love all. I'm glad to see some design enthusiasts out there. I'm not the biggest one in the world, but I certainly appreciate it, and I've been getting into more like home design stuff lately. Todd Hackett writes, old Japanese electronics are awesome. You're lucky to be there. I've heard about the market with vintage electronics in Tokyo. Yeah, so I've been to some where they have like actual vintage electronics, like real, like old, 50s, 60s stuff. And like they're priced accordingly. Like I'm not gonna buy the original Sony CRT television for, X amount of $1,000. That's not my budget. I'm not in that world. But they have them. But I love thrifting is a little bit different here because they don't really have thrift stores here, but they have secondhand shops, and they've got some of them are pretty big. So like we go to we've got one around us that we go to fairly often, and yeah, man, sometimes I'll pick up some pretty nice stuff. You know what? I picked up an old keyboard the other day. I don't need any more keyboards in my life at all, but they had a keyboard for $1, and I bought it just because I wanted to clean it and refresh it, and I have absolutely no use for it. It's not mechanical. It's like a dome keyboard, but it looked pretty cool. Old IBM keyboard with I'll show it to you. Hold on. Let me show you. Check this out. So I bought this the other day. I just liked it because it had like these colorful buttons up here at the top. Had the IBM logo here. These media buttons. Looked pretty compact. Like it's a very compact keyboard, but still full keys. But yeah, bought it for $1, and it had all Japanese characters on it. Looked pretty cool. No use for it. But if I ever decide to build like a vintage PC build, I think it would go nice with that. But yeah. Riley O'Brien writes, Bahzad, do you find that a lot of customers have you guys alter the length of the inseam of the jeans or no? I used to wonder why you guys did long inseams, but just cuffing them has worked. What's the percentage? I mean, it's probably like online, it's a little bit less than in store. Online, I would say maybe like 20-30% of orders get altered. We do the hemming on them, and the reason for that is I think those people are very comfortable with their purchase decision. They're not worried about sizing. They know they've done their measurements. They're ready to go. Like, we're gonna get these altered. I know my inseam. I know all that stuff. And other people, they'll buy their jeans. They fit, and then once they know they fit, maybe they'll go to their local tailor and get them hemmed. Or some people, it's a good size for them. I'm like 5'8", and I can wear a 32-inch inseam cuffed with like a 4 or 5 inch cuff, and that's okay. But sometimes, to be fair, most of my jeans I just cut to my ankles, and I wear them short anyways. I just cut them with a scissor. I don't even finish the bottoms, raw hem. So there's a lot of like after, wear them cuffed, don't wear them cuffed, hem them, whatever. In store, it's a lot more common for us to alter an inseam because we do it on the spot. The customer knows the jeans fit. They don't have to worry about, hey, is this the right size? Is this the wrong size? We've got them. We do the hem. We mark it for them. They see exactly how long those jeans are gonna be, and we do the alteration right there on the spot. So on the spot. Like sometimes depending on how busy they are, sometimes they might have a little, the store might be busy. They can't just hop onto the machine to do the alteration. But at least within like an hour, usually we can have the alteration done. Sometimes literally, if it's not busy, you're the only guy in the store, we'll do it for you right there in front of you. We'll cut the jean, hem it for you, boom, you're out the door. You're very happy. You can wear them out of the store. Alteration is very common. Most men, I find, are in the 30 to 30, like 29 to 31 inch is their actual inseam. And so we make our jeans a little bit longer than that. So if you want to cuff, you can. If you're a little bit taller than that, they're perfectly sized for you. So I think we have got a good inseam length that fits a lot of people. But yeah, a lot of people need to have their jeans hemmed. an unnamed person. I don't know how that works, but an unnamed individual. I wish y'all did longer inseams. 6'4" here, 35-inch inseam, no boots, no cuffs. That's right. Some people are tall. 6'4", you're a tall man, and yeah. I mean, our inseams are probably right on the cusp for you. If maybe a little short, if you have a 35-inch actual inseam. But yeah, Brandon is like 6'2". He still has to cuff a little bit. 6'1", 6'2", something like that. No, Brandon's like 6 foot. We had another person who worked for us. They were like 6'2", and they were okay. They had like a smallish cuff on their jeans. 6'4" is pretty tall though. You're in the top 1% of tall. Not top 1%, but you're in the upper echelon of tall. Top 1% is probably like over 6'6". When I was a kid, I had a friend, and in 6th grade he was like 6'2". He was like the tallest kid in school, and his brothers were enormous. Like he was the smallest guy in his family. And in 6th grade he was like 6'2", and I remember going over to his house, and one of his brothers was like 6 6, and his other one was like 6'9", and like I was definitely the shortest kid in class at that point, and like his brother like lifted me up over his head, and I was like, this is unbelievable. Like what the hell are you guys eating? You're all giants. It was crazy. I'm trying to. There's a chain of chat here that I'm trying to figure out. Decibels writes, some person in Japan just recently completed the entire classic Game Boy collection, all consoles, all games, all Nintendo accessories. It's pretty impressive, and they probably have very, very deep pockets. Some of those Game Boys are extremely rare, and some of them are unbelievably pricey. Accessories, that's a tough one, because like what do you consider as an accessory? Like the third-party stuff, there's probably a bajillion third-party accessories. But yeah, I mean, it's doable. It just costs a lot of dough. And game collecting these days has just been, the prices are crazy. I used to remember I could buy like, a lot. Like I go on like Yahoo auctions and buy a lot of like Game Boys, and some of them would be like damaged or whatever, but like I'm okay with cleaning them and fixing them up and that kind of stuff. And like you get like 10 Game Boys for $50. Now it's like a Game Boy is $50. Yeah, it's little difficult now. Everyone's into collecting everything. All because everyone's my age now. And not everyone, but everyone who's in my age group is now having nostalgic feelings, and they all have a little bit of money, so things have just been more expensive these days. All right. Pure Moreau writes, hi from Guelph. Any news on the Quebec Vulgar Selvedge? Hello from Guelph. Bienvenue to the live stream. I know that you're in English Canada. I don't know why I spoke French, but you're asking about the Quebec Vulgar. Brain fart. Quebec Vulgar coming soon. It's in the works. I don't have a release date or anything like that yet, but it is actually in the works. Okay. Riley O'Brien writes, have noticed that you seem to cut right around your ankles. Dope look. Yeah, I like wearing them short. Don't know, just maybe I just feel like more of a hippie this way, I guess. I just like them short. It does when I like hold the jeans up and I look at them, I'm like, maybe if somebody finds these jeans in 100 years, they're gonna think that like a little person was wearing these. So yeah, maybe the denim reviewer of those dimes will be like, judging by where the knees are, this person must have cut these jeans short. I'm pretty sure I would figure that out. Let's see if they'll figure it out in the future. New fade review video coming on Monday. Okayama Spirit. Because we have got the Okayama Spirit. Maybe we should do some previews. Let's put these live streams before too, right? Previews. So we got Okayama Spirit 5 coming Friday. We just released today the Asanoha kimono print. I've got. I'll show off a couple things. It's about time we show off a couple things. Okayama Spirit 5 is coming out on Friday. The fade review, not of this particular Okayama Spirit, but I have an Okayama Spirit from our collection, is coming out on Monday. So that's we'll have a new fade review coming soon. I'm going to try and do those at least twice a month. I think it'll be fun to do more fade reviews. I want more people to see in like real depth and maybe even with explanation, not maybe with explanation, why certain things fade certain ways. Instead of just, when you just see fades on Instagram or on forums and oh, I wore them this long and that long, it's kind of, maybe without explanation, it's kind of hard to understand like why certain things fade certain ways, or maybe even recognizing patterns in like, oh, this is the way that like heavily washed jeans have faded, right? And then you can see that the way that works across different fabric types. So the more of these I do, I think maybe you'll have a better view on these kinds of things. I hope my explanations are good. I don't know. I'm in a controlled environment. I find I'm a little more limited. Whereas here, even though I have brain farts all the time and I forget where I'm at, I can just kind of spit information out and having a back and forth with you guys. Okay. Yes. So, anyways, Okayama Spirit 5 coming out this Friday. This is based on the Okayama Spirit 4. So if you remember the Okayama Spirit 4, that's the 16-ounce sanforized. So these are sanforized. Okayama Spirits 1 through 3 were unsanforized. Okayama Spirit 4 and 5 sanforized. But you have that same great, incredible, crazy texture. But we're able to do this in a sanforized form. So no worry about shrinkage here. You can see just how flamey that denim is. Try to get that light. Nope. Don't know if that's working. Sorry, camera colors are probably going in and out like mad right now. But you can see just how textured it is. We'll have some photos up soon too so that you can get an even better look. But you've got that indigo warp with the black weft. So you got the indigo by black. It's basically a midnight edition of the Okayama Spirits. And you got that super thick buffalo black leather patch here as well. Excellent fading properties. If you guys have been paying attention to the Indigo Invitational, there's a lot of Okayama Spirits in that lot as well. So we'll have the fade review so you have a good idea of what the power of the Okayama Spirit is. If you're looking for indigo by black, super dark denim, heavier weight, 16-ounce, slubby, you don't have to worry about the shrinkage, Okayama Spirit is definitely for you. Looking forward to the Okayama Spirit next week, planning to jump into a pair. I think a lot of people were waiting on these. And yeah, Indigo Invitational 3, I don't know when that is going to start up. That's probably a good question, because I would imagine that there's some amount of people that want to use these as that Indigo Invitational pair. I don't know how it's going to work with timing, because everyone's supposed to kind of start at the same time. So maybe you buy it and you hold it and you wait for the Indigo Invitational 3 if you're going to be part of that. If not, just, you just wear them. But I'm gonna ask the dudes at Indigo Invitational and see what the deal is with when part 3 will start. That's a good question to ask. Looks like you need to take lion's mane mushroom because obviously you're so distracted. Okay, maybe I don't know. DJ Danny D sounds like a DJ Danny D on some radio station. Seeing the progress and end result in video really does bring the beauty of the fades. As you said, it brings a different element compared to just pictures. Yeah, I have to admit, Okayama Spirit video coming up. I don't have the before and after. I should, but I didn't shoot the footage. So blame Garrett for that. Thanks, Garrett. No. Garrett's doing a great job with the content. But when Reese and I are in Montreal, we're gonna be shooting so much content just so that we're gonna be doing a lot of content creation when we're there, just because there's so much stuff in the head office that we don't have here. Just want to be able to get it done, have it logged in our system so that we can just really pump out a lot of great stuff for you guys. So yeah, more content, better content. Working on it. I'm learning a lot still in video creation. I'm not the most creative guy in that realm. I don't think I'm ever gonna be. I think that's a very long process. But you know, at least the quality of the video will get better. I'm very difficult. It takes a lot of time. Even a 2-minute video takes me quite a while to put together. Pierre Morrow writes, "Hey B, have a pair of the Kaiju Selvedge for 1 year now. Should I wash or soak for my first wash? Can you explain the difference?" Wash, you're gonna get more indigo loss. Soak, less indigo wash. You know, it's the more agitation you put on that jean, the more indigo you're gonna lose. So the washing machine, obviously, there's a lot more going on. You're gonna wash out a little bit more indigo. So if you want your jeans to be brighter, wash. If you want your jeans to remain darker, soak. I personally, I like the way that a jean looks after it's been washed a lot. And now I'm not saying every week, you know, you don't have to do that. But like if you wash your jeans, you know, every 3 months, every 4 months, every 5 months, you know, that kind of thing, I think over time that jean looks, it looks more visually pleasing to me. I like the way, I especially like the way a transformation looks, where it's like, you look at a jean and somebody's like, wait, it was that? It used to look like that? You know, to me, that's always the most impressive. Whenever I post my left-hand twills on Instagram, people see it and they're like, wait, those are the wait, what are those jeans? The left-hand twill, really? They don't, you can't distinguish them. So, you know, keeping your jeans dark is nice, because I get it, because that's part of the reason why I like raw denim too, is because I do like dark jeans. Don't get me wrong. I like it, and I like the way dark jeans look, but I also like the way faded jeans look. And I especially like the way my faded jeans look. Like once I've faded them and they've been all the way like down at the end of like, there's no more fading happening anymore. Like this is it. So, yeah, but I get it. I mean, you get your raw jeans and you're so used to wearing them dark. And I've been there. You know, you've worn them 6, 8, 10 months, whatever, you know, for a long time, and they're dark. And then you wash them and they're not as dark anymore, and you're like, oh man, that's not like, there's that moment where you're like, do I like these anymore? Like, because you're so used to them being so dark, and you're so used to wearing that jean, and the transformation all of a sudden from being the jean that you have to something that's a little bit different, right? Because you didn't notice the transformation from day 1 to day, you know, month 11 or month 12, whatever. Now when I say months, they keep getting longer, but you didn't really notice it. You know, it always kind of felt like you were wearing the same jean because the changes were so gradual. But then all of a sudden the changes are instant when you washed your jeans. Like they're very visually different. So you had that moment of like, oh, I used to like the way they look. But you know, it's just a getting used to thing. And you also get used to that feeling until it's not really a feeling anymore. The more you've worn raw denim and the more you've washed raw jeans, that you know what to expect, so it's not a shock anymore. In fact, sometimes for me, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to that change. So if you're hesitant about, I don't know how these are gonna look, soak them slow. You know, eventually with enough soaks you'll get to that wash level, but you know, that's the baby step kind of way. M. Sue. It's weird. I really like the charm of keeping the denim as near to as they came off the mill as possible. sure, man. A lot of us, I mean, we all love dark denim. That's why we got into this. So yeah, there is a charm of like, I love the way my dark jeans look. Sure. You know, if you don't want to fade, you want to keep them dark, there's ways to do that too, right? If you want to fade them, there's ways to do that too. There's no one way to wear raw denim. You can wear it any way you want. You know, we're not you know, prescribing rules out here or anything like that. Wait, do people ditch their jeans rather than washing them? I don't think so. I don't think anyone ditches them. Most people will wash them. My left hand twills. The Moore writes, my Naked Famous left hand twills is my first effort as a denim head. It's a good choice to start with. That is a very excellent raw denim pair to start with. That is as classic a raw denim you can get. Manson Brando writes, any plans for Unbranded to restock the beige slubs? There are no plans. Whenever we do a limited Unbranded release, that's it. One shot, you get it, it's done. It'll never come back again. Fossil Jaws writes, I just got notified you're live now. Thanks, YouTube. Sorry about that. There is a notification, there's a set reminder button whenever I put up like the post that we're going to be doing a live stream. And I think there's a bell icon somewhere. I see YouTubers say hit the bell icon. There's a bell icon somewhere that'll hopefully let you be notified of these streams. Speaking of notifications, hit the like button, everybody. If you haven't hit the like button on this stream yet, please do it right now. Hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, hit that subscribe button and help us grow this channel. But the like button, it helps other people who like this type of, you know, raw denim content, helps them find or helps YouTube recommend our content to them. And of course, our subscribers help us grow. And, you know, the more we've grown, the more it also helps with algorithmically things. And it just helps us grow. It helps me know that we're on the right track. So appreciate all the likes, and I appreciate all the subscriptions here. So thank you so much for all of that. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna show two more jeans. Gianfranco Mezzetto. I hope I'm saying that right. There should be a left-handed pair of jeans with the lucky pocket and the zip fastening able to open with your left hand. That's a funny idea. That is a funny idea, sir. It's a good idea. The left-handed left-hand twill. I might steal that idea. That's a good idea. It's a funny idea. I think it would annoy people. Quite honestly, I think, you know, the people lefties might appreciate that a lot, but I think everyone else might just find that annoying. They're like, why? What's like? They might not even realize it. Like they'll put those on and they'll not even realize it. I'm like, why is it over here? Huh? What? It sounds like a funny idea. Okay. Fossil Drives, any chance you could flash the Asanoha denim one more time? You got it. I'm going to do that right. Meow. If I can find them. They're here somewhere. Boom. Okay. Asanoha Kimono print Selvedge. This came out today. You can get these today. Let's show off the what everybody wants to see, and that is that Selvedge and that printed interior. So that cuff, that's what you want here. Look at that. Check that out. That's such a beautiful looking cuff here. Navy print with the white. It matches quite well. And I talked about it in the video, but what I really like about the prints is that the front face of the fabric doesn't get that tint. Now, if you like the tints, I like the tints. You know, it depends on the jean, of course, but not everybody is so keen on wearing kind of like a color-toned denim. But, you know, not everyone's so keen on wearing a denim that has like a bit of a color tone. Like this is the turmeric Selvedge. This is coming out very soon. And you have that warm tone. I think it looks beautiful. but it's not for everybody. I get it. Some people want things that are a little bit more classic, and so you get your classic denim, you've got your left-hand twills, you've got your dirty fades, you've got your natural indigos, but you know, if you want a little bit more, you want a little bit more spice in that mix, you know, for us, sometimes adding spices, you know, coloring the weft, making the texture a little bit different. But some people are like, I like things to be more classic, but I want a little something. I just want a little bit of something. So this is a way for us to give you a little bit of something without going over the top, without making a crazy texture, without adding a lot of color or anything like that. Here you go. You've got a little bit of detail here. You want a big cuff? Have a big cuff. If you want to have a small cuff, have a small cuff. You get that little bit of detail that you get to show off, or don't show it off at all. Nobody even needs to know about this. It's a detail for you. You can enjoy it when you take off your jeans, or you can enjoy it when you just want to show off a little bit. Hey, look at that cuff. That's a nice little cuff. And there you have it. It's you know, noticeable if you look at it. It's not really noticeable from far. So it's a great little detail that we have here. The Asanoha kimono print selvage. The previous kimono print selvage, long gone, sold out immediately. And that was a very, very popular style for us, especially on the social medias. Like a lot of cuff shots, just so many cuff shots that the hanamis, like those were very, very popular for us. So if you're looking for something like this, don't wait too long. I don't think that these are going to last all that long. The kimono print, like pocket tees and shirts, are already gone. The kimono shirts are gone. So pick these up while you can. These are available now, today. You know, yeah. Anyways, if you like them, don't wait too long. That's my suggestion there. Okay. Question. DJ Danny D writes, my left-hand twills were one of my best fading denims ever. I'm so sad they shrunk and I gained weight and they no longer fit anymore. I also wear the left-hand twills. Like I'm wearing a pair like right now. This is my pair. Customized by Risa, by the way. She put in you know, this full metal jacket embroidery here. Born to Kill, the peace sign. Looks great. I find that the left-hand twills stretch more than anything else. But as a person who's also gained weight, yeah, it's this whole last 2 years, I think that's been the story of a lot of guys' lives. Just, you know, we're a lot of us are working from home, and we're not out as much. Like, I haven't left the house in days. Literally, take the garbage out. That's as far as I've been. So I've been very much you know, stuck in this chair. This is where my life is. So, and we gained a lot of weight, a lot of us. So, yeah, it's just part of being a guy, part of getting older, and part of working from not being out and about the way we once were. Okay. M. Sue. Here's a question. How would you do that without print? How would I do what without print? A kimono print? I don't know. I'm not sure what the question is. Is the lefty jacket just a woman? Isn't the lefty jacket just a woman's jacket? LOL. Their buttoning is opposite male buttoning. Isn't the lefty? Yeah. If you did lefty, yeah. I mean, look. If you've ever put on a woman's jacket as a guy, if you've ever put on a women's jacket, you'll notice that everything's on the opposite side, and I don't understand that. Seems weird, but yeah, it's definitely like if you've ever put on a lady's coat and you put it on, you're like, there's something off, and you might not even realize it right away. But women tend to have buttons on the other side than men's things for some reason. Not really sure why. Any chance of a restock of the Asanoha kimono jacket, like the kimono shirt? The only way that's going to happen is if we have orders that, like I talked about earlier in the live stream, if we have any orders that are sitting in our wholesale side of things that don't get picked up, and then those units become available, and then we'll take them over to Tate and Yoko. But at this point, they've pretty much sold through. Those things went fast. This season in general, things have been going fast. Like, yeah, it's a good problem to have, but like, I know right now in New York, like, a lot of the shirts that we have in the store are just gone. They have like 1 unit left, and we're only at October the 1st, and I got the whole rest of the season. So we're trying to figure things out, but yeah, it might if you like, especially shirts, if you like something, grab it, because things aren't lasting this season as long as usual, which is a good problem to have, but I think some people might wait for certain things and they're not there. Okay. The more, I'm a woman and it messes my head too. Ha. Yeah, it's I don't know why they do that. I don't know why. Just do it on the same side. I don't get it. Why the distinguish? I would like to know if there's actually an answer, but sometimes some of these things are just tied up in tradition. Like, we've just always done it that way, so it just always remains that way. And if you do it any other way, then it, messes with consumers' like ideas of things, so they don't change it around. It's odd how sometimes things work. I'm sure, that's a fashion quirk. I'm sure in every industry there's probably like just some residual tradition that you do just because you do, and nobody quite really knows why. I'm trying to. I remember. The problem is I don't remember. Is that I remember that there was something this week that came up about something like that, and like, why do we do things this way? And the reason is because we've always done it this way, and nobody knows why. And I just don't remember what that thing was, and that's my brain. Decibels writes, good sales, high quality problem. It is a high quality problem. I'm not complaining, but I just my problem is when people ask me for stuff that we don't have, and then I kind of feel bad, and I'm trying to find it for them, and yeah, I don't like disappointing people. Fossil Draws right. Oh, interesting. The reason women's clothing is reversed is because in olden times, women were often assisted in getting dressed. The closures are oriented for the assistants. It's an archaic holdover. Well, isn't that interesting? That does make sense. That makes some sense, sure. Msue. I keep screwing it up. I don't know. Like, every time I read it, I'm just like, am I going to say that right? It's like front-loading washing machines here in the UK against top loaders. LOL. Do they only have front loaders? They've got both here. But you know what they don't have in Japan very often? Here's what you would very, very rarely find is a standalone dryer. Like, if you went into a electronics store, that like you probably won't even find one standalone dryer. That is a specialty item. And like, the vast majority of washing machines are just washing machines. Most people in Japan hang dry their clothes. That's just the super commonality, hang drying. Dryers are rare. Washer dryer machines exist, and even they are kind of funny.
There's a
Risa's
point
got
to that.
Risa's
I didn't think about it.
Come in here and tell me.
But I mean, there is like standalone dryer here too, but it's rare because it obviously takes up space. A lot of people don't have the space. But what my sister was saying, because she thought about getting because she has just a washer right now, and she thought about getting a different, like a separate dryer.
Uh-huh.
And then she gave up on the idea because she was like, who's going to put the washing to the dryer? I don't want to do that. I want that to run. Like, I don't want to have to be there.
Oh.
To.
I see. They just don't have that mentality.
It's weird because she has to now be there to hang and then,
yeah.
not. But she's like, there is a benefit to having all in one, even though it takes longer. You don't have to be there.
Yeah, right. So what I was saying was, there's rarely a dryer, just very rarely just a dryer. Most common is just a washer, and then becoming more common is the washer dryer.
Yeah, I think it's now
unit.
like our generation, everybody has a washer dryer.
But the funny thing about the washer dryer unit is that the full load takes forever.
It takes a long time. That dryer itself, like in Canada, when the dryer runs for an hour, it's mostly dry. Sometimes I have to run it longer, but here I think the dryer alone is taking at least 2.5 hours.
Yeah, because it's low power for sure.
Yeah.
And they have like these weird weight limits on them. Like you might be able to put a certain amount of weight in for washing, but it is rated for less for drying.
Of course.
But it's weird. Like if you want to put in a full, say you put in a full load, it can't dry a full load. So either you have to take something out, or you only put in enough that it could do the full wash and dry.
That's what I do. But the benefit of having higher volume for wash is that, like, if we want to wash blanket, you can put a blanket, and then you might not necessarily like
dry the
blanket
yeah.
because you can just hang it.
I don't know. Anyways, I just feel like whatever the capacity is for wash, it should also have the capacity for dry. That should be the same, not less, because it creates the situation where. Anyways, it is what it is. Yeah, weird Japanese house stuff. It's fun. It's interesting to see the way homes are built differently here. Sasha Yav writes, Bahzad, I like when you want into supply chain and retailer earlier. When you want?
Maybe
I am
rant?
Oh, Bahzad, I liked when you rant into supply chain and retailers earlier. I am currently taking a marketing class, and that info was very useful. I will use it for my discussion post today. Well, I'm glad it was useful for you. If you have any questions, you can always ask. Somebody writes, literally LOL'd about the weight limit differences. Yeah, it's a little odd. I don't know. Anyways, not odd, Teresa. The dryer is popular in my country. Also, washer dryer. Wait, do the bathrooms not have dryer function? So you hang the whole room, dries the clothes. Wait, so a lot of washrooms, it's not a washroom. So it's a bathroom.
Bathroom.
Right.
There's no toilets in there.
So in Japan, typically the toilet is a separate room from the shower and bath. So the bathroom is literally a bathroom. There's a shower and a bathtub. And the toilet is usually another room, separate. And in a lot of homes in Japan, the shower bathroom, there's some kind of line that you can actually hang your clothes, and there's a dry function in that room, and it, it's like
close the door, and then you press the button, the whole room becomes a dryer,
like a demoisturizer, kind of thing, a dehumidifier.
It's not gonna blow too much wind or
anything. It's probably faster than I don't know. If you hang it outside on a hot day, it's probably faster.
Oh, it's certainly faster, and it's certainly less expensive. Yeah. It's very expensive to run the whole room of drying.
But not everybody has a balcony.
Yeah, and also we have a very humid rainy season.
So,
and like the whole month, you can't really hang dry clothing. So that's where it came from.
Yeah. So they do have that feature in most bathrooms in Japan. And again, MCA. I live in Scotland. The wind is a great dryer. I would have to agree with that. DJ Danny D, LOL, that makes no sense for the difference in weight limits between washer dryer. If I was designing it, I would insist, but I didn't design it. The good thing about the dryer is that when you put it on high heat, the clothes come out hot and don't need to be ironed. Yes. And on a cold winter day, isn't it nice to throw your sweater in the dryer for a minute, and then you put it on, you've got a nice, warm, toasty sweater to put on.
I agree with you.
My fondest memory of being in Japan, mad bathroom tech. There's no question that the tech in the washroom is amazing. The heated toilet seats, it's you feel when you go back to North America and the toilet seat isn't heated,
very disappointing.
It's a very disappointing feeling. You sit down, you're like, ooh, it's cold. Like, why? My butt cheeks are spoiled at this point by the marvel of modern Japanese toilets. I was surprised by the heated bathroom mirrors in Japan. Brilliant idea. Wish more places did that. Kept the fog away. Yes. The bathroom check in Japan is next level. There's no question about that. It is.
Yeah,
and it's been like that for a long time. Yeah. Yeah, they don't mess around. Like, it's not cheap. Like, a toilet is expensive.
Oh, yeah. Like, you can't even fix it yourself.
Oh, yeah. You have to call the repair guy. Like, you cannot... There's too many mechanical parts in there for you to even attempt trying to fix that toilet. But they are very comfortable. Also, bidet function. Oh, yeah. There's a remote control for most toilets here in Japan. With a million buttons on it, too. A million features. It's crazy. Trust me, when you guys come to Japan and you go to like a public restroom and you're like, why is the public restroom have so much tech? It's amazing.
Although I do have to say, I don't know if I trust the bidet in
the public restroom. Maybe not, but just the fact that it's there is pretty impressive in itself. Yeah. Okay, that's enough toilet talk for this live stream. Let's have a snack. We'll wrap things up. Want to get some Packies?
Yeah.
Let's have those. We're going back to North America soon. So we've been hoarding certain snacks for a while, and now that we're going back to Canada, I don't feel like we have to hoard them and just wait for a special occasion. We're going back in a few weeks. We're going to be able to bring back a ton of stuff. I'm telling you, all of our luggages, they're coming back full with snacks. That's the plan. A lot of junk food.
Super hot.
Super hot. Super hot. Super hot fire. Okay, so spicy snacks. If you guys have never had Packy chips, they are incredible. They are known for their very, very spicy snacks. This is the second highest on their spicy meter. They also have a chip called the One Chip Challenge. If you look that up on YouTube, you're going to find some crazy people eating some very, very hot. It's one chip, and it's just doused in like death spice, basically. And I've never done it. I don't think I want to, but they make a very good snack, especially if you like spicy things. Pro tip: don't press buttons you don't know the function of. That is definitely a pro tip. in all aspects of life. In all aspects of life. Okay, let's check this stuff out. I've definitely had these before, but they're very good.
So these are fire chili
limon. So check that out, guys. Very, it's a tortilla chip covered in a lot of spice here. They smell more lemony than spicy.
Yeah.
Just had the zesty salsa verde brand on going 24. Yeah. The milder ones I find are more tasty.
Yeah.
The hotter ones are less tasty.
Yeah, because
you're just trying to challenge yourself.
Taste.
These are pretty good. Like, they're not that hot. In fact, they're more zesty than.
They're very citrusy.
Yeah. They're trying to get you with that citric acid kind of heat.
I don't know. I feel like the heat might come later. It's that type of...
Maybe that type of feeling. Super hot. Super picante. No problem. I could eat a whole bag of these.
Yeah. It's a lot less spicy than I thought.
Yeah, we've had some other spicy chips, like those spicy Cheetos.
Yeah.
Those ones were much spicier than these.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Much spicier than these.
Maybe because it's old. The spice
Maybe.
went away.
They're a little bit older. We've been holding on to these for a while.
Oh, best before 9/20/2021. So it's not that.
So they're barely expired. Food doesn't really expire anyways. Okay. A writes, I will see the level of spicy on your face. Yeah. Not really terrified by these. I think children...
Well, if I ate a whole bag, I think it would be pretty hot.
Maybe. I think kids might look at this and be like, this is a challenge for them. But I'm already used to spicy snacks, so
I don't know why you always bring kids into the spicy.
Because I always think like, who would be offended by this? Or who would this bother?
I mean,
Like
I would think like.
I think an adult could handle this
I think
with
there's
relative
a lot
ease.
of adults who can't really like. You know, if you don't, it's a tolerance thing. If you don't eat much spicy things in life, you just. I think this is a lot.
I guess so. All right. Well. Okay. Fossil Draws writes, where do they land on the wreck a kid scale? Would these wreck a kid? No. I think a kid would eat these and be like, they're hot, but I can handle it.
Yeah, I don't think it would wreck anybody.
Like, even Tacky's lemon, they had like a limone, like, you know, Tacky's, the cylindrical, the Diamante, like the dynamite ones. Those were spicier than this.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's surprising how not spicy this is.
Yeah. M. Sue writes, B, were you forced fed chilies as a kid? No, but when I would swear, my mom would give me a little bit of Tabasco, and I think that helped develop my tolerance. I had a very I had a pretty potty mouth. I still do. Believe me, I love the expletives, but not on stream. Brandog 124 writes, all dressed chips are the best. We used to get them in the fall here in Ohio. Ruffles all dressed chips are top tier. One of the best chips ever. Definitely going to bring a few bags back when we come to Canada. Definitely. And Sweet Chili Heat Doritos, also a top tier chip. No question about it. Okay. I'm going to leave it at that, everybody. Thanks so much for joining our live stream. Thanks for everybody who's hung out. This is a pretty long live stream, so thanks for everybody who hung out from start to finish. And if you're even joining us here at the end or later on, appreciate hanging out. Hit the like button if you haven't done so already, and subscribe to the channel. Help us grow this little channel that we've got. And I don't have any advice because I don't. But my general advice, that is to be nice to one another and do something nice for yourself or for somebody else. Buy them a cupcake, buy them a donut, do something nice for somebody. Let's spread the love. And I'll see you guys in the next live stream. We'll see you guys on Instagram. Hit us up, and yeah, we're here.
Have a nice weekend.
Have a good weekend, everyone. Bye.